Okay, hello guys. Welcome back again with me, Rahmat, in Tech Savvy with Rahmat. So, in this session, we are talking about the second chapter of the Getting Hired series, how to land a job for fresh graduates during this economic winter. So, there's a chart about like new grad hiring expected to be 25% lower in 2023. The majority of fresh graduates this year are unemployed. Even my college mate from a tech background who has more than 3.9 per 4.0 GPA is still open to work. By the time I wrote this one, it's like months ago. This is a time of hardship for fresh graduates. Before I deep dive into my tips for those who still seeking a job, I want to share with you the problems that we fresh graduates are facing in 2023. The first one is learning loss and lacking skills. The fresh graduates from 2023 batch spend most of their time studying from home during COVID. As for me, I only study in my major offline for one semester in 2019 and then spend 2.5 years online and only doing offline study during my final year, which is only doing the final thesis. I am fortunate enough since my major related to IT didn't need much practical hands-on with a lot of tools, not like almost all engineering majors like electrical engineers and others. But still, we are lacking a lot of skill. We lack social skills. How can you train your public speaking skills if never truly speaks to a massive amount of people? How can you have a good communication skill if never talk to people? Yeah. The second one is GPA is no longer relevant. One of the issues is GPA is no longer relevant because many students feels like this when COVID started and the learn from home started. The students were happy because their GPS skyrocketed, but regretted since they only have GPS, not skill. This is why GPA is no longer relevant. The GPA of the COVID generation was higher than the GPA before the COVID period, and the standard becomes irrelevant. Number three is economic stagnation. Now we experience rolling loss, lacking skills, and GPA is no longer relevant. When we were about to graduate, the job market is not suited to accept us fresh graduates because of economic stagnation. Our global economy is not growing exponentially like when the pandemic started. Each year, a new company always blooms because money is cheap before. Post-pandemic, with the rising rate of interest, money is not cheap anymore, and startups was falling from the cliff. The fourth one, company only wants senior hire. I have talked to one of the VP of FinTech Indonesia. I asked him if there is a job application for fresh graduates in his company. He said that the company is going through a strict budget policy. Human is one of the most expensive resources, as you know, to maximize the ROI or return of investment. They can't hire fresh graduates since they are lacking a resource to train them, and fresh graduates often going through some trainee, and that makes them low in ROI. Here's my tips pre-interview phase. After we are talking about the root cause and the problems that us, the fresh graduates, have, I want to share some tips for those who seeking jobs before gets called for the interview. First one, improve your CV. I already post an article how to maximize the power of your CV. You can check the first chapter. Please make use of it and show your potential using your own CV. Second one is get yourself certified. As I mentioned before, the company can't measure us clearly anymore. GPA standards are different for each university. Even in the university, it is different for each batch. To compensate for our lacking experience as fresh graduates, try to get yourself certified. If you pursue a cloud career like me, get the AWS practitioner certifications or Azure or Google Cloud and others. If you are more like into security, you can get CompTIA Security Plus certifications. Just Google it with this keyword, best certification to land a job with blah 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 roles. Study and try to pass the exam. I talked to one of my clients. They said they want to hire someone with a minimum of 2 years experience, but they do accept fresh graduate with AWS certifications. Look for a mentor. This one is posting. This was posted on LinkedIn by Melvin Hay. by Melvin Hadi. Yeah, this is one of my source of motivation for to look for a mentor on LinkedIn. You don't have to be close to someone or meet someone at an event and ask him directly on the spot to make a bond, as I mentioned. In the post before, you need to put your personal traits with your own writing. I can see you have ambition and things make your writing engaging. So in my mind, you have potential and you are a hardworking person. If I help you, I feel like helping some seeds with full of potential to grow is not wasting my time. The fourth one is broaden your network, connect to everyone, be someone who can be easygoing. Many companies tend to hire person through a referral system. Why? You might think that's nepotism, right? But try to think from the company perspective. Why should they hire some strangers with who they never worked before? Isn't it going to be safe to hire someone who we already know and have a good track record? The number five is be greedy and keep trying. I will say you need to have strong mentality to fail. Fail big, keep trying. Send applicants to hundreds of companies and ask for their feedbacks if you are rejected. Watch motivational videos to gain motivation. This is some of the inspiring talks that I watch when I get down.
I was flunking out of college. I had a 1.7 grade point average. I hope none of you can relate. I had a 1.7 grade point average. I was sitting in my mother's beauty shop. They still call it beauty shop now, but they call it, yeah, I was sitting in the beauty parlor. I was sitting
Yeah,
in
you
my
can
mother's
watch the
beauty
rest.
parlor.
It's ready on my Medium. You can check my Medium also. Also, this one is from my former CEO, Moses Low. The interview phase. After we talk about the pre-interview phase, I want to talk about the interview phase, the success criteria of an interview, and how the interview can improve yourself even though you are failing. The first one is shows and express your emotion when doing interview. You are talking to people, not a robot. The purpose of an interview is to engage them and prove them that you are capable and gain their trust. You can't gain their trust if you didn't show any emotion. The interview will be boring and not convincing. Number two is talk to the interview, make an interview more engaging with a discussion. Even when you are doing a coding interview, you are expected to solve the problem, but in the real world, you are not doing your task alone. You can discuss this with the interviewer so that you can show them your teamwork skills. Show them that you can work as a team, not on as an individual. You are not a researcher, you are not a student researcher who works alone. You are working in a team. Maximize the time of the interview. One of my success criteria when doing an interview is are the interview hits the maximum limits of time? If yes, it means I can engage them to the conversation until the end of the time and they must be convinced and feels safe with me. The fourth one is ask for their feedback after the interview. Even though you are failing the interview, ask the interviewer for feedback so that you can know what you are lacking, gain their advice, and apply it to the next one. Connect to the interviewer and ask for their LinkedIn. In this way, you can broaden your network and learn from your mistakes. Okay, thank you guys. That's all from my side. See you on the third chapter. And yeah, have a good day. See you.